What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So in today's video, I am doing the ultimate kind of fuss-free, but also like a little bit glam, but also kind of natural. Basically my go-to summer makeup look when I'm not like piling it on. Like instead of using a big shovel, I'm just using a tiny little spade. Pretty much everything in here is travel friendly, or you can get travel sizes. I just think this is such a nice makeup look for day, by the pool, night out, whatever. Whether you're going on holiday in this country, another country, in your back garden. If you want to look beachy and cute, kind of natural, kind of glam, this is a video for you. So good job for clicking on it, and thanks. Appreciate it. I feel like YouTubers don't thank people enough just for clicking on the video, so thank you very much. Part of today's video is very kindly sponsored by Pippa of London, which is a brand that I was only recently introduced to. So they very kindly sent over this very bougie set of their Magic Star eyeshadows. And yes, they're pencil eyeshadows, which I know is not my normal thing, but these are powder pencil eyeshadows. You guys know I don't normally like using cream eyeshadow products because I do find they crease a lot. These are powder, they blend like powder, they are powder, they're just in stick form. Magic. So yeah, just letting you guys know that that portion of the video will be sponsored by Pippa of London, but I genuinely do think these are sick. Anyway, enough rambling, let's do makeup. So I've already moisturized, SPF'd myself. As you might be able to see, I've also had my lash lift. It's been a hot minute, but it's good to be back. So I'm not going to be priming or anything because honestly, when I'm on holiday, like, I just want to put this out there. This is not like my holiday makeup look. My holiday makeup look is like sweat everywhere. My hair scraped back, bit greasy, bit covered in suntan lotion. But this is me on Instagram, and this is me when I'm like trying to make an effort or trying to like look fancy for a dinner out or something. Sometimes you do want to look glam. So first of all, I'm going to go in with this foundational tinted moisturizer here. It's from L'Oreal and it's a Skin Paradise one. I haven't used this on camera yet, like on YouTube, but this stuff is literally my new favorite tinted moisturizer. I'm actually going to go ahead and apply it with my fingers because I find it applies better that way. Like, I'm just going to pop that there. It's a little bit too dark for me, but that's just because my face is just naturally a lot paler than my body. But I just blend that in, literally just like a moisturizer. Like, this is something that I will try and do on a daily basis. Like, even if I'm not really doing anything else to my face, something like this just gives you like a nice healthy glow and a nice tint. And yeah, I just find applying it with my fingers does just make it blend in a little bit more with my skin. You could get more coverage out of it if you did use a sponge, but I personally prefer just how this looks when it's kind of like meshed into my skin. I love it. I think it's so nice and just glowy and dewy and Then I'm going to be using this guy from Urban Decay. It's the Stay Naked Concealer, and I have it in the shade 30NN. I wouldn't say this is the most full coverage concealer, but it is very kind of natural looking, but it also does give you coverage. So I'm going to pop a bit of that under my eyes. I have another color somewhere, but I don't really know where it is. So yeah, I'm just using this very pale one right now. I have mild regrets, but I'm just going to wing it at this point. So then again, I just like to blend all that in with my finger. I will sometimes do it with a sponge, but again, I just find that the coverage with my finger is enough, but it does also kind of like blend it into my skin and my moisturizer, so it doesn't look too, I don't know, like oily or dry or whatever. It just seems to mesh in with my skin. Already, that's just like, with my lashes and everything done, because obviously my brows are pretty intense. I'd be happy with that on like a standard beach day, but we are going glam. I'm talking less like beachy vibes and more like ocean beach vibes, you know? So then from Fenty Beauty, I have one of their cream bronzers. This one is in the shade Butter Biscuit number 2. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, but I really like it. So I'm just gonna take my 125 face brush from Fenty. I've actually never even used this brush before. I'm just using it because I haven't, and I thought, let's be fancy and make the products match. Just this angle brush, and I'm gonna bronze my face up with that. I'm just going to stamp it in at first. Might look a little bit intense to start off with. This stuff just blends into the skin so nicely. Like, obviously, when I first put it on my face, it looked quite intense. But if you keep tapping it or buffing it in, it does blend out just so nicely. Like, before I discovered this, I would normally just use like a powder bronzer. And I still would. I've got just this little mini here from Bare Minerals, because I do like to take minis with me when I travel. And it's in the shade Warmth. But I really love how this makes my skin look. And next time I go away, I'm 100% taking this with me. Then I wouldn't always do this, but I do really like these products and I want to feature them in a video. So then I'm going to be using the iconic London Sheer Liquid Blush. I have the shade Cheeky Coral and Rose Riot. I think I might go with a little bit of Cheeky Coral. Oh, cheeky. But yeah, again, another cream product. This stuff is so nice. You just tap it on and it might look a bit intense at first, but you just keep on blending. Just keep on tapping it on and it just gives you the nicest kind of like flush look. I mean, to be honest, anything that gives me this kind of glow, like put it on my face. So next, I'll move on to powder. Now, one thing I will say if you are going on holiday, being out in the sun, whatever, don't use too much powder. It can be very, very tempting to just kind of like powder down all the moisture, all the dewiness that we say dewiness, it's sweat. So that is why when it is hot weather, I do like to use more cream-based products because I will just let it kind of sit on my face and I find it doesn't really move. But with powder and stuff, you start sweating with it on and it just kind of just looks a little bit cakey. But I am still going to powder down just with a very, very tiny amount. So the powder I'm using is my Lottie London Ready, Set, Go. Literally like the best affordable drugstore powder. I'm just putting it out there. So I just like to powder my under eyes just because I find that oily under eyes just make me look oily as opposed to dewy. I then go a little bit on my forehead. Again, just to kind of get rid of that shine a little bit. I don't really mind too much if my nose is shiny because obviously that's where I put highlighter. Basically, all the places you probably wouldn't put highlighter, put it there. But only put the tiniest amount on. I might even go in with a tiny little bit of that Bare Minerals warmth actually. Just to show you guys. Like what I would obviously normally do and what I have been kind of doing before. Cool. So next I'm going to add a few little fake freckles using Freck, the most expensive and tiniest beauty product that I own, but also one of my favorites, and I will continue to repurchase it over and over and over again. So if I've been out in the sun, I won't do this after a while because literally like I do get freckles around my nose. But if I want a little bit more, or if I don't have freckles or whatever, if I just want to stick some fake ones on my face, this stuff is so good. So now we're going to move on to eyeshadow. So obviously I have the Pippa of London Magic Star eyeshadow stick. So I think I'm going to be using these 3 shades here, but they do come in 11 different colors. I know what you're thinking. I am not normally a pencil kind of gal. Like I just like to use what I know. However, these have literally made just like a standard smoky shimmery eyeshadow look. Just the easiest thing ever. If you're lazy like me, but you still want to look cute, these will literally give you the most flawless and blended eyeshadow look, but with like minimal effort. Like, we love brands that allow us to be lazy as hell. So yeah, they come in 11 different shades. I will insert a cutaway of like all the shade ranges. The shades that I'm going to be using today is 302, 308, and 303. I just thought I would include these in this video because they are just the easiest things to travel with. Like I used to take full eyeshadow palettes on holiday with me and literally I think like I've been on 4 different holidays and 2 of them broke. So it's like, it's not good odds. But obviously these, you can literally just put them in your carry-on bag, pocket, whatever, and they are just so easy. But like, look at this shade here. It's the weirdest thing because obviously it kind of applies like a cream, but it also, it's not a cream, it's just powder. And it's just such a pretty kind of like bronze shimmery shade. I also think things like this are generally just a good idea because some people, let's face it, you don't always want to have this fat ass palette full of like 100 different shades when you only use like neutrals. So yeah, I re-rate this idea. The fact that it comes in powders, right up my street, and they're cruelty free as well. So first of all, I'm going to go in with the darker shade here. This one is in the shade 308. Okay, and all I'm going to do is literally just draw that through my crease. Now, don't worry if it looks too messy, because these blend out so nicely. Like, I'm literally just drawing that where I would normally kind of put this sort of shade, just like so. And then I'm going to blend all of that out. So you can see that's like fully blended out there. I'm just going to go in with a touch more to deepen it up. You can be really precise with it, or you can be messy as hell like me. You guys know I love like a messy smoky eye anyway. But I'm just going to flick that part out for now. I'm then going to go in with the shade 302, which is that one that I showed you guys there. And I'm just going to go all over the lid with this. And the good thing about these as well is there's like no fallout. I'm just going to show you guys them wet as well because they go even more foily. So let's do something a little bit more dramatic. Look at that. You just have to wet them a tiny bit and they go so much more foiled. It's so pretty. I might even go with some of that on my lower lash line. Then again, same brush, I'm just going to pinch it a little bit and just buff that outwards. Then I'm going to go in with this guy here, which has been like my go-to for doing inner corner and brow highlight because it's just so like, I don't have to use a brush. I don't have to worry about my brush being too big and getting into my brow. It's just like I can turn it on its side. It's so good. So I'm just going to put a bit of that right on my inner corner. Yeah. And then again, I'll just go back in with that brush I was using just to blend that in to the rest of the eyeshadow. I just really rate these. They make everything so bloody easy. So if you guys do want to check them out, link will be down below. So now I would normally just go ahead and use a mascara, but I'm just gonna kind of wait for a minute and just see what I think of the look at the end with my lash lift, because like I feel like it might all kind of come together. Oh my god, I forgot highlighter. How did I forget? So now I'm gonna go in with another little mini from Bare Minerals. This one here is in the shade Free. This highlighter is pretty high up on my list of faves, I won't lie to you. But I'm just going to add some of that to my cheeks. But this just gives me like the most kind of smooth skin-like finish. So now I'm just going to go ahead and fill in my brows. So for that, all I'm going to be using is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. And I'm just going to fully brush those up. Like a slight little angle just to make them nice and bushy. I feel like if you can't rock a bushy brow during summer, when can't you? And then I'm just going to fill in a few little gaps using my Precisely My Brow Pencil from Benefit. So just a couple on the arch here. So then, of course, I have to set everything down. So I'm going to be using my Urban Decay All-Nighter, which is tried, tested. Like, this is everything proof. So I'm just going to go ahead and, like, lather myself in that, because this will keep your makeup on. Then for lips, I'm going to be using this lip liner here from Huda Beauty. It's in the shade Bombshell. It's like a pinky nude. I'm not going to, like, overline too much. I'm not going to do an overly kind of blocky lip look that I would normally do. And then I'm going to be using this Colourpop Lippy Stick in the shade Lumiere. It says it's matte. I find it is more of like a satin finish. And I'm just going to dot that on my lips. Okay, I wasn't going to apply mascara, but I normally would. So I am just going to do it for this video. So for that, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Better Than Sex Waterproof Mascara. I like this mascara. I also really like the Benefit Bad Girl Bang. Doesn't say it's waterproof, but like, it pretty much is. But I'm not going to put too much in my lashes because I don't want to mess around with them too much right now because I've only recently had my lash lift. Like, I've literally applied just the tiniest amount just to kind of tint my lashes a little bit more because obviously I did use like tinted moisturizer and stuff around them. But yeah, that's kind of it. You're glowy, you're sweatproof, you're waterproof. And yeah, it's just this kind of thing that obviously when I'm not sitting down and talking to a camera, this kind of look would take me like 10 minutes. And it's probably one of the only times you'll see me in pink lipstick. But I love it. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully some of you found it helpful with a few little tips and tricks. Let me know your like holiday tips and tricks in the comment section down below. Let me know if there's anything weird that you do to like stop you from sweating. I know the whole like deodorant on the underboob situation, like that has been me for the past few weeks. But yeah, let me know what kind of beauty things you guys like to do when you're on holiday or just in hot weather or just in general. If you guys enjoyed this video, as always, please do give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you do want to see more of me because I upload all the damn time. As always, I will include links to everything in the description box down below, as well as, of course, to the Pippa London Magic Star eyeshadow sticks. These are honestly so good if you're lazy like me. But apart from that, that is it from me. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.